Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of my new podcast. The concept is very simple. Basically, what I do is I invite guests, and we are free to talk about whatever we want. It could be video games, it could be studying, it could be like what we want to do in life, like in the future. It could be anything. So what I do is I ask the guests to present themselves briefly, and then we are gonna ramble about anything. So yeah, could you introduce us?
Well,
So-
I'm Yasser, and I go to the same university as Rustam.
Yeah.
We don't actually study exactly the same thing, but our subjects,
Topics.
our
Yeah.
topics are very similar, very
Mhm.
close to each other. So
Yeah.
I'm in applied mathematics. He's in computer science and
Mhm.
engineering.
Yeah.
So we both want to be data scientists, I guess.
Yeah. So that's like the I'd say the final step towards getting a job. But actually, we started doing general engineering in INSA Strasbourg. So 4 years ago, we were in the same school again. We were in Strasbourg. We were in our first year of engineering, and I think that's the only time we were doing the same thing. Like we had the same
it was the
subjects.
first year.
It was for 1 year. Now it's been 4 years, and it's only one time that we got to like experience exactly the same topics in exactly the same subjects. But now we're completely different. No, not completely, but yeah. So the second year I did electrical engineering, and you did something
I
like
was in mechatronics.
mechatronics.
Yeah, it wasn't
It
very
wasn't-
great.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was mechanical engineering applied.
I mean,
to,
it was okay.
It was
Okay, but
It could be
I-
better. It could have
yeah,
been
it could be better.
Yeah.
I clearly prefer what I'm
Mm.
doing right now because.
And so what happened later on is I wanted to do something else. He wanted to do something else. He wanted to do applied mathematics, and I wanted to do I'd say computer science, but I didn't know what field interested me in computer science. But I did know what I didn't want to do. So like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering. My God, I don't know how people are interested in that, but yeah. So we got the great idea to like apply for a transfer,
Yeah.
inter transfer. So we were 2 years in Strasbourg, and then we moved to Toulouse. So we did our last year we were in our third year in Toulouse, and now we are in our fourth year. So I specialized in, let's say, intelligent systems. It's basically everything but network, because network is it's very hard, and you really
It's
have
shit.
to not shit, but you really have to like the subject to be invested in it. And you're in applied mathematics, and I believe you have to choose between two subjects.
Yeah, it's not. I
Statistics
think it's not exactly as you in computer engineering department because we just have like subjects to choose. Like we have
Yeah.
optional courses
Mhm.
and stuff.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
do
not
that.
two very separate like
Two separate like branches or
branches. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
So
So what I'm understanding is that you are more free than us. You have the opportunity
Yeah,
to
kinda.
choose your subjects. You have the opportunity to choose your projects, and I believe you.
But I
did-
chose to not be free and only choose statistical courses.
I mean,
'cause I love statistics.
statistics is very interesting because it tackles real life problems,
Yeah.
and then when you go out, when you get out of university, you basically get a job anywhere. I mean, they are very
Yeah,
well
well,
paid.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically also the other branch, the
Mhm.
determinists, I guess, the determinist.
I don't know how to translate that.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it's like basically statistics is you're never sure of what you're doing. It's
Mhm.
it's just odds.
Yeah.
And the other branch, you're supposed to be sure, and there's only one.
Impossible.
There's one possible
It's
outcome,
Mm.
and but all of that is math, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very deterministic.
yeah, exactly.
Mm. So,
So-
whereas in statistics you can have something that is very unexpected, and you
Exactly.
don't know how it has been deduced or how it has been calculated. But the thing is, you don't have to know. You just need to understand that the computer did produce this data, and the data is correct. So there needs to be an explanation, but you don't have to
Yeah.
like understand it
Yeah.
to kind of work
That's
with it.
that's what's kind of magical with these things.
Mm-hmm.
You always can come to conclusions that may
Yeah.
seem weird or unexpected, and there's always a reason to everything, but you don't always know the reason, and that's why it's so interesting
That's
and
why it's really interesting. Yeah.
so mysterious too. And
not
yeah.
not that mysterious because actually there is a way to understand things, but it's very very complicated.
Yeah.
Like you need to be very very invested and interested in the topic to like really dig in. So what's interesting to note is that we may give the impression that our topics, like our subjects, our specializations, are very different from each other. But like I said, I'm in IT, I'm in computer science, he's in applied mathematics. But actually, we are both interested in data, so like data extraction, data analysis, and then maybe like you could apply some machine learning algorithms to predict some data in the future. But we found ourselves attracted to data analysis in general. So we both want to become, I don't know, I speak for you, but I want to become a data scientist, for example.
Me as well. So.
Yeah, so what interests us in this field is like you said, you have raw data, you train your model, and you don't ask yourself you ask yourself many questions. You get predictions, you get results, and these results like they kind of tell you about real life, how it's going to work like tomorrow or next week, or like they translate real life, they translate how real life works. And that's very interesting for companies because they need to predict, like for example, a trend that has been going on. So if you're, for example, if you're a Spotify user, if the algorithm knows that you're into, I don't know, not data, death metal, and I don't know, give me some other genres that are very similar to that.
Oh.
Death metal, black metal, etc.
No.
etc.
Oh, you took only the extreme ones.
Yeah.
You took only the.
I mean,
Yeah.
the idea is that it's gonna predict something that you would very, very likely be interested in, and that's based on your data. So the more you use the app, the more you give your personal information to the app, and the more data they have, so they could base their algorithms on that data, and they could like improve their prediction, and that's very, very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And since I'm really into music as well, and I think you took this example of Spotify because I always say that I would love doing an internship at Spotify.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, for example, it would be like a really nice thing to work at Spotify because it would join two of my biggest
worlds,
interests.
yes.
Yeah.
So you have
data
music-
science and music.
Music and data science.
Yeah. So it would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And what would be like the perfect internship, since we're searching for an internship right now?
I forgot about that. So basically, we have to like find an internship for this year. It's like a 3 to 4 month internship. It's not very important. The real important internship is next year. It's kind of it's part of our PFU, like your final project that needs to be signed by INSA, etc. But this internship, it's just a way for us to experiment and to like see what topics we like, what fields we like, to kind of learn about corporate life, let's say. It depends if you join a very big group, but it could be like startups also. It depends on the person. But basically, the thing is, the employers aren't very interested by people who are who have to like do internships for 3 months, because 3 months is very, very short. You don't have time to be familiar with the algorithms and the programs that the company uses. So it's very, very hard for us to find a 3 to 4 month internship. So I
And also, sorry to interrupt
yeah,
you.
no problem.
Also, companies, I think, 3 months is very short for the intern to accomplish something actually useful
Yeah,
for the
actually,
company.
exactly.
And so they're not very interested to hire someone just to sit there and pretend
and do
to work.
nothing. Yeah, exactly. So what interests them actually is alternance. So it's like we give you an internship for this year. You're gonna do like a small project that involves very few impactful things in the company, but you are here. You're going to do stuff. So it's like an immersion program rather than a real program. But they're trying to buy your, let's say, fidelity. You know what I mean? So they're interested in alternance, and alternance is when they convinced you to continue working with them in your 5th year. So that's when the PFE comes in. It's like a 6 month internship, and that's the real important one because that's what the recruiters are gonna see in your CV, in your resume, like when you go out of when you get out of university. So it's very interesting for them because once you get into that internship, that 6 month internship, where you get to experiment and to like apply your skills on real projects, you have higher chances to like belong to that group for many years to come. And what's interesting for them is to have as many loyal, let's say, employees as possible, because it's expensive for them to hire new people, because new people mean new experience and new ways to like get the employer to be familiar with the environment, etc. So senior, let's say senior programmers are very important for the company because they bring the company much more money than junior programmers, because junior programmers have to be trained.
Yeah.
And we are in that position, so we are not very important for them. So we have to convince them that we are worth their time and money, and that's very hard to do.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
basically
if
impossible.
yeah, it's impossible. So the search for the internship is not very clear. We are not guided as far as INSA Toulouse goes, because like our professors told us that if you like a certain topic, you should just go for it and you should not ask yourself many questions. So we would like write random emails to certain companies. We would like we would talk to some recruiters in LinkedIn, and they would
we would create
either,
even a website only to, to attract
we
recruiters.
actually created personal websites to like show off our resumes and show off our motivation. And I mean, I'm sure my personal website got like 2 or 3 views in its entirety. Like I don't know if it's very important for them, but the thing to remember is you have to keep pushing, and it's very hard to keep pushing when all you get is rejects. And we know what we'll talk about, because when you go on LinkedIn and talk to people, it's either they tell you no because they're interested in a 6 month internship, or they don't respond. And that's very hard, because I would rather get a decline, or I would rather have a response that is a no, that not to be like considered at all.
Yeah, it's always annoying when you never know. Like you're just there waiting.
Yeah.
You never know if it's a no or if it's just
yeah,
we don't know yet.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
Like you're in a state of pure confusion and uncertainty, and yeah,
you don't know what's coming, and
But
the time's flying out.
The time is flying. But my sister told me that most of the students get their internships on May or even June. In May, so it's not very like. Sure, time is ticking, but I think the opportunities are ahead of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could like find your internship during the month of January or February, and you could also find it in May or June or even April. But I mean, during March and like what's before March? Yeah, February and March. During the months of February and March, you go through a very very depressing period of time because recruiters are actually I'm speaking from my own experience, but I basically the recruiters are recruiting fifth year students. That's why they're not interested in you. So during like December and January, you have higher chances to be recruited. Why? Because the fifth year students are not considered yet. And when you come to like March and April, they're pretty much full on fifth year students, so they have time to consider fourth year students.
Yeah, we're in April, so
in April / May.
So we should
that's
start.
Our chance. That's our chance.
We should start getting some positive responses, I guess.
I think so because I'm speaking for myself, but I got like 3 or 4. I don't know if I should say proposals, but offers. Yeah, offers, because proposals is a whole other thing. But I got like 3 or 4 offers that I didn't get during the month of February or even March, like the first half of March. So I think I'm more hopeful than I was in let's say February, because February was like I was on the verge of depression, not depression, but like you tell yourself, what do
desperation,
I have? Why
hopelessness?
I mean, why would someone hire me? Like you would ask yourself existential
but it's
questions.
the case for everyone, so
not
you.
I'm not sure. Like
no, it's the case for many people. So
it depends on your school, because INSA Toulouse is
a
general
of course it depends on your
school.
Yeah.
So you kind of have an idea about all the topics concerning computer science, and in your case it's applied mathematics, but you're not an expert at anything. Like I know how to code in Python, I know how to code in Java, I know how to code in C. I mean, I'm a junior
but you should know that there
programmer.
I have friends in other schools and better ranked schools than INSA.
Yeah, and they're worse than us.
No, I mean, they're finding internship opportunities and stuff, but their schools are not that specialized in things. Like they're very generalized. They have a very generalized.
Diversified.
Formation.
Formation. I have no idea.
Courses,
let's say.
Their courses are very generalized, and it's not really specialized, but still they're getting more offers. And no, I don't think it's because we're considered as a general engineer school.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like during your third year, it's much worse than your fourth year.
Yeah, of course.
You're not supposed to do an internship during your third year, because like the fourth year it's like a necessity. You have to get an internship when you're in fourth year. But during I would guess that during your second and third year it's much harder. But you kind of have to like build your own experience and build your own skills in order to be recruited, because in Toulouse, for example, they're not gonna teach you everything that you are interested in. So you have to start from some point, and for that you have to be interested in that field enough to start your own projects, and then you're going to have like a personal portfolio that you're going to present to some people, and those people are going to be interested. And like I'm describing the best possible solution, the best possible scenario, but we should do that because we in Toulouse, like I said, you're not going to experience everything that you want to experience. For example, I'm interested in data, and there are no courses about it. I mean, we basically scratch the surface of data analysis. We're using like machine learning algorithms, and we are I think next year is all about big data, but when I talked about it with a professor, he told me that it's not very data driven. It's like big data in general. So yeah, we have to rely on ourselves very much.
Yeah.
Especially in these times, these hard times. Okay, so enough about work. Let's talk about.
Did you see snow today?
Snow. Yeah,
It was
I mean,
snowing.
it's the third time in my life that I see snow.
No.
I saw it twice in Strasbourg because Strasbourg was like in the north of France, so it's much colder than Toulouse. And yeah, when we were in Strasbourg, I saw it once when it was like really snowing. There were like a surface of like it's not even snowflakes, but like 1 or 2 centimeters of snow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the first time I saw the floor completely white.
Yeah.
It was very weird for me. The second time was in Strasbourg also, but there were no layers of snow. And in Toulouse, it was like my mind is not familiar with this kind of phenomena. You know, I mean, when something comes out of the sky, it should be rain. It shouldn't be snow.
And it was also very brutal because yesterday it was like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And today it was like 2 degrees.
It's man, I don't
It's
know how
like,
it works.
it's very weird.
I mean,
you know, like in like not in Paris, but in the surroundings of Paris.
The surroundings, yeah.
Like there was a lot of snow. Like there were layers of snow on the road and stuff. Like it was insane.
Like you were in the Nordic countries or something like that. Yeah, it's very. I mean, it could be an April Fool's. Like, I mean, we are the 1st of April, so yeah. I mean, temperatures
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, me neither. I just thought of that now. So temperatures have been decreasing slowly these past few days, and no one knows why. They said it's not very common, but it's not very unexpected either. So yeah, they don't know what's going on. We don't know either. So yeah, it was very cold these days, but I mean, we've experienced much worse than this.
Yeah, but I didn't expect the snow though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really snow. It was like small.
Yeah, but at one moment, like I was just sitting here. And I saw like things falling from the sky.
Like white things. Like I mean,
I didn't expect that. Like we're in April and we're at Toulouse. Like there's no way to see snow. Like
in the south of France, it doesn't make any sense. We're in April, for God's sake. I mean, I thought it was flowers, like little petals of flowers.
I was thinking of that too.
Yeah,
because it's spring and
exactly. And then some colleague of mine told me that it was snow, and I was like, what? That's what snow looks like. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it's been very cool, but yeah.
For me, I think I've seen enough snow this year because I was in Norway in January. So yeah, I can tell you that I don't want to see snow anymore. I don't want to see snow. I spent like 8 days with, I think like 3 or 4 days of sunlight per day.
Oh,
and
I mean,
I don't even know how deep were the layers of snow. Because like when you try
put your leg
your entire leg exactly.
So
you basically cannot walk. And it's like it's
hard. They have tools like to make your way.
It was very.
I don't know how people manage to survive.
But it was cool. It was cool. Okay, it was. I mean, it was very different. It was a cool experience because.
For you it's a cool experience because you were there as a tourist. But think of the people who have to survive that during. I mean, it was like 5 or 6 days for you. Imagine having to survive this every day. Imagine having to live in that environment every day. It's horrible.
No, it's horrible.
I don't know for you, but I'm a very Mediterranean guy. I like to have the sun 24 hours.
Did you know, like, we spoke to a local there, and he told us that people, basically people in the north of Norway, when this time of the year comes, they just choose to move out to Spain.
Oh, really?
Like for 4 or 5 months, until there's no snow anymore.
I don't know. I mean, first of all, you have to have a house there, or some kind of Airbnb, or some kind of friend that is able to welcome you. So you have to be rich. I mean, people from Norway are relatively rich compared to Europeans in general. No,
I have no idea.
I'm not sure. I mean, they're part of the Nordic countries, so I would guess that they're more at ease. but it was fun for you. And
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
great.
whether-
It was
yeah.
really great because
Mhm.
we didn't see the Northern Lights. That was a
The
shame.
Aurore boreal.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Yeah,
say it.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
Boreal. That was a shame, but
Mhm.
I could see a lot of snow. I could see
Did you go
forests.
to
I could see.
Sweden or
No,
it was just Norway?
Yeah, it was just Norway. We couldn't
Okay.
make it to Sweden because
Mhm.
like the like how do you say
What?
the railroad?
Railroad. I mean the road that that leads to Sweden. It should be like you take the train.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a railroad. Yeah.
yeah. So the railroad.
Railway.
Railway.
I'm not
okay.
sure. I
Well,
have to check that. After
train
this.
track.
I have no idea.
It was completely blocked by snow,
Mhm.
and so there weren't trains to go to Sweden,
Mhm.
and so we basically had to cancel it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very, very different from our environment right now. I much rather would live in a warm environment than a cold environment because, like I said, I would fall into depression without the sun. I mean, I have to have the sun like at
Yeah, of
least
course.
5 days a week, at least 5 days a week. I remember in Strasbourg, I was like, we were getting maybe once a week, we were getting some sunlight, and I was not on the verge of depression because, like Strasbourg, what compensated a bit is like Strasbourg is a very, very beautiful city. So I was surrounded like with beautiful buildings and beautiful sites, let's say. So I wasn't in a very bad place, but if you took the same weather and you put me like, I don't know, in Toulouse, for example, because in my opinion Strasbourg is more beautiful than Toulouse. We can agree on that.
Yeah,
I would
say that.
Yeah, so Strasbourg's weather with Toulouse.
But I mean, to be honest, I think we didn't see enough of Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Yeah.
Do you think we saw much of Strasbourg?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not sure. I mean, we were.
Because Strasbourg is small. Like, there's.
Yeah, but Toulouse is not that big. I mean, when you compare it to Paris or Madrid or any other big city, it's not.
But it's a lot bigger than Strasbourg.
The thing is, Strasbourg uses the tram system. So when you get into public transport, you use the tramway, and you get to like see buildings around you. So you know the city from above. But in Toulouse, everything is underground. Like you have to take the subway, you have to take the metro. So you don't know what's going on the surface.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're in Toulouse, like either you know the campus on Rangueil, or you know the downtown, like the centre-ville in Toulouse, but you don't get to discover what's in between. And in Strasbourg, it was so small that we could like do from downtown all the way to Insa, and then to where we were located, like where our house was, not our house, but like our residential.
Where we stayed at.
Yeah, where we stayed at. We could like do that in 30-minute stops on our feet, directly.
Yeah.
We didn't have to use tram or metro or anything else. But in Toulouse, if you don't have public transport, you're doomed.
Yeah.
You can survive without your public transport. So yeah, we've been talking about studying. We've been talking about internships and INSA and weather. Let's talk about like hobbies. What do you like to do in your everyday life? Your hobbies, maybe.
Well, at the moment, it's basically only League of Legends.
League of Legends.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It has been music for a long time, and like 2 or 3 months ago, I started playing League like nonstop. Whenever I got free time, it's only
Whenever
League
you
of
get
Legends.
a chance, you like League of Legends.
Yeah.
So have you been winning these days?
Just today, like I played 4 games. I won the 4 of them.
Oh.
It was really satisfying.
Was it like that? I mean, yesterday was it the same
Yeah,
thing?
yesterday too. Like right now, I'm in a win streak.
Win streak.
Yeah, it's really satisfying. But after every win streak, there's a lose streak too. So I hope.
Okay.
But
So
I think I'm gonna break the algorithm, and I'll find a way. I'll find a way to not have a lose streak.
I'm not sure, but I think some people on the internet claim be a victim of the algorithm that League of Legends uses. So
That's
basically,
that's a whole big mystery. So.
I'm not sure, but what they say is like when you have a win streak, when all you do is winning because you're a very very good player, the algorithms would like find a way to make you lose instead of winning because it's not very beneficial for them for you to win every time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
that's
it's not that it's
true.
not beneficial, but it's kind of like the game is testing you to
Oh.
see if you can, like if you can win even if you have like not that good teammates and if you have maybe stronger enemies and it's testing you to see if you can handle that situation and if you can
Yeah.
handle it basically you can go
further and further.
yeah yeah
So it's throwing all kinds of obstacles at you and it's testing you, etc., etc. But another thing is like I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you keep on winning, basically the algorithms would predict that any other player would lose against you, and that's not very good, is it?
yeah, but I don't know, it's
Like
the algorithm of League of Legends is very mysterious. Like I can't even tell.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, imagine that any player of League of Legends
yeah,
would like confront this guy and he would know or she would know that he's or she's gonna lose every time. It's not very interesting for them because that would mean less players, less new players for League of Legends. I mean, that's
No,
how I see it.
trust me, people keep on playing League even if they have like 10 losses in a row.
Yeah, but that's already, I mean, loyal players. I mean, I'm talking about new players.
New players, it's kind of different. Like the algorithm doesn't really apply on them as much as on the old players who have like hundreds and hundreds of games. Like for the new players, like you have to play, I don't know, I don't have the exact number, but a lot of games before you get in this algorithm loop. Yeah. So basically, when you just discover the game, it's basically it depends on how you play.
But
There's no really algorithm behind.
Oh, there's no algorithm whatsoever. Like it's not guided.
No, I mean there's always an algorithm, but it's not really as it doesn't affect you that much.
Oh,
it doesn't
so
affect.
It's supposed to help you. Like it's supposed to give you the illusion that you're winning, so that you would like get in the loop and be a loyal player, so that when you get into real life,
well,
you would start losing again.
You will get in the loop if you start playing.
Eventually.
No matter if you lose or you win,
I'm not sure.
you'll get in the loop.
I'm
when
not
you,
sure.
I'm speaking for the first games of a new player.
I mean, I can be a new player,
Yeah.
and I can assure you that if I lose a game, the first time I would not be attracted to League of Legends to like get on and play it again and again.
Yeah, I guess it depends on people because.
So why don't you tell us what interests you in League of Legends? Like what makes you tell yourself that this is worth the rage I've been through all these years, and what makes League of Legends like attractive to you?
Well, the fact that you can always improve, that there's always something new that you can learn on the game, and whenever you catch yourself doing new things that are better for you and that are better for your team, so it makes you
Better
win
person.
more games. Sorry?
I mean, are you talking specifically about League of Legends? Or
No, I'm talking about League of Legends.
Okay, yeah.
When you start doing new things, when you start improving, and you can observe this improvements in your rank, it's really fulfilling and it's satisfying. It's always satisfying to see yourself improve and do better things because yeah, it's also satisfying to destroy the enemies and to
yeah, I'm sure of that. But do you tell yourself like this is a waste of time, or does it really impact your life positively or even maybe negatively?
I think it may have a positive impact because like the way you can improve on League, you can also improve in real life, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when you start asking questions about what you're doing in the game, like you start making you start asking questions about yourself and maybe what you're doing wrong instead of always blaming the others.
Yeah.
Like it has like you don't start doing it only in League, but you can start doing it also in real life. If maybe I don't know if you're doing something with a team or a group, you maybe at a certain point you stop and say, wait, maybe I'm the asshole and I'm doing
and that's a very good point.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some little things that you can learn on League that projects on real life, and that can be cool.
So it's all about the.
I mean, there are also bad things too. I'm not gonna lie, because
I mean, there are very, very toxic people in League of Legends. I'm not sure, but I think it's the most toxic community on the internet ever.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, for video games, that's for sure.
Yeah,
it's the worst video game community.
Even if you're a very, very good player, you would every time you would get people that would insult you and that would like tell you could have been better, you could have done the things better, even if you're a very, very good player.
Yeah, so it's classic video games. Multiplayer video games.
I mean, I play Rocket League, but I've never been insulted by someone else.
Yeah, I think Rocket League community is
very chill.
Yeah,
compared to
it's very chill. But if you take, like, for example, FPS games communities like Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike. Like,
full of Russian.
Apparently, it's horrible. I've never played this, but
I mean,
but I've heard some things.
I think you're in luck because, like, in League of Legends, you don't have the mics.
The voice chat. Yeah.
You don't have the voice chat. In CS:GO, you do have the voice chat.
I know. That's,
like, people would get banned every day. I have a friend that.
But that must be funny sometimes, though.
I'm not sure. Like, it impacts your mental health.
Yeah, but when you're not.
Insults your mother.
Yeah, but when you're not trying that hard, like when you're just playing
when you're
for fun. Yeah, and there are people like screaming out their lungs.
I'm not sure.
It must be funny, actually.
It could be boring for you because if you're not invested enough, you could be trolling. But if you're invested, like, even a little bit, you would get upset if someone insults you because of your performance, because you were bad. I mean,
like, whenever you start investing, you can, like, most of the time you'll just be deceived. Like, it's hard to have fun when you're totally invested because I don't know. I don't have
invested in League of Legends.
Yeah, but
what's the difference?
Well, the difference is, I'm not gonna lie, when you invest yourself at 100%, like, you're more likely to get angry than
when you're not. Yeah, that's completely true. But does it compensate when you win a game? Does it feel good?
I'm not sure. I'm not. Yeah, that's the point. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the happiness. I'm not sure that the happiness that you get from winning a hard game is better than the anger you get when you lose a close game.
But I mean, why would you keep on doing it? I mean, is it like cigarettes or drugs? I
think it has a long-term impact. Like even when you close the game and you go to sleep,
you think about the game.
No. Yeah, you may think about the game, but like the day after that, you wake up. You remember that you made great games the day before, and like you wake up on a good mood and you're happy for the rest of the day.
That's very true.
Yeah,
it's the same feeling you get when you're improving yourself as a programmer. Like if you stumble upon something that you can't get to work, like on a program or something. When you go to sleep, all you can think of is a solution to tackle that problem. And when you wake up in the morning, all you want to do is improve. I'm not sure it's the same thing, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah,
because I've been
it's kind of similar, actually. It's kind of similar.
For chat system, for example. Man, it was difficult to make it work. I mean, we had a project, we had a Java project that consisted of like making a chat system from scratch. So like we were creating Java classes and we were creating jar classes, and it was also multi-threading programming, and it's very, very difficult to understand multi-threading, and you had to use it, otherwise your app wouldn't work. So it was very hard because I would get lots and lots of errors, and all I would think of when I go to sleep is how can I tackle this problem, how can I improve my program, how can I think of other ways to improve
Man, I don't do
this
that.
program.
When it doesn't work,
It's a disease.
I just close everything.
That's what
I try.
do.
I forget about it.
I mean, I close everything, but the thing is, when I wake up in the morning, I get an idea. I have a new idea to improve.
Oh, okay.
So, like, when you tackle a certain problem, you're gonna get another problem eventually, and so on and so forth. And I mean, you know me, I'm a perfectionist, so it doesn't end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
But eventually, you get to some point where your app is enough polished that you could present it to your professor. Other than apart from the fact that you have a delay, also you have like a deadline, so you can't miss it. I mean, you can't present your project over the deadline. But yeah, that's the same feeling I get when I'm working on a project, basically. So yeah, I think
we've been talking for 40 minutes.
We were 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think I'm not gonna edit this video. I think I'm gonna just leave the sound unsynchronized, or just maybe use the sound of the phone actually. So yeah, that has been this has been a very good experience. Thank you for this discussion. We talked about a lot of topics. Like at some point we were kind of discussing weather, I think. Yeah, we were rambling about anything.
Like, I think you talked for about 10 minutes, and I decided to change the subject brutally.
Yeah, I sensed that. Thank you for that, because I wouldn't have stopped, I think. So yeah, thank you for watching this first episode. Hopefully we're going to welcome more guests in the following days, or maybe in the following weeks, because we have like exams and projects and so on. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.